have been telling you about a body parts found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by the singer David. We now know who the victim is in this case, and there are a lot of twists and turns.
When David's Tesla was discovered with a decomposed body inside, most people thought it was just a tragic accident. But once investigators identified the victim, everything changed. The FBI has now raided his Hollywood Hills mansion, and what they uncovered is truly terrifying. Here's the full story. The shocking discovery. On September 8, 2025, the music industry was blindsided by a chilling revelation. What started as a routine impound at a Los Angeles tow yard quickly turned into one of the most disturbing criminal investigations the entertainment world has ever seen. 2 days earlier, a black Tesla had been towed from the Hollywood Hills after sitting abandoned on a public street. Neighbors estimated it had been there anywhere from 5 days to over a month. At first, it seemed like just another luxury car among dozens at Hollywood Tow on North Mansfield Avenue. But inside this Tesla was a horrifying secret that no one saw coming.
So this guy, David, a news report came out that a dismembered young girl, presumably underage girl, was found in the frunk, and that means the front part of a trunk in a Tesla at some location. It was parked. People realized it was emitting a foul odor. The odor got progressively worse.
On September 8th, tow yard employees noticed a powerful and unmistakable stench. They immediately called the authorities. What police found inside the vehicle would shake the music world and spark an investigation that is still unfolding today. In the Tesla's front trunk, investigators discovered severely decomposed human remains. The car was registered to David Anthony Burke, better known as D4vd, a 20-year-old artist who had quickly risen to fame in the music industry. To grasp the impact of this discovery, you need to understand David's remarkable rise. He wasn't just another musician. He was a groundbreaking artist who had changed the way music is made in the digital era.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021. I became a YouTuber. I was playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these different types of games. To try to become like the biggest next thing, streamer, Kaizen, everything.
David was born on March 28, 2005, and grew up in Queens, New York. During his teenage years, his family moved to Houston, Texas. His path to fame was anything but ordinary. Unlike most rising stars, he didn't start with music at all. He began as a gaming content creator. Like many teens of his generation, David was hooked on Fortnite. He built a following by making montage videos on YouTube. But his journey from gamer to global music sensation began with a personal crisis, one that could have ended most people's ambitions before they even started.
That is until David's worst nightmare came true, and almost every video he had ever made got copyrighted overnight for use in the music. And so David breaks down, he calls his mom crying, and she says if you want to fix your problem, then you should just make your own music.
That moment of desperation became the spark for a career that would eventually earn billions of streams. What happened next was nothing short of revolutionary. David didn't rely on expensive studios or high-profile producers. Instead, he turned to the simplest tools he had: his sister's closet and his iPhone.
And I looked up how to make music on iPhone, and this app called Bam App comes up. I click on it, I put my Apple earbuds in, and I use my sister's closet as a studio.
The success that followed was astonishing. His breakout song, Romantic Homicide, exploded into a global phenomenon, racking up more than 1.6 billion streams.
So apparently this guy, and I remember during Song Wars, we checked him on, I checked him on Spotify. And on Spotify, the dude, look. Yeah. The dude actually is like popping. 34 million monthly listeners. He has a song, 1.5 billion streams, Here With Me, 500 million, Feel It. And his biggest song, 1.6 billion views, is called Romantic Homicide.
By 2025, David had achieved what most artists only dream of. He had signed with Darkroom/Interscope Records, released his debut album Withered, which climbed to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 200, and was headlining a sold-out world tour. Night after night, he performed for thousands of screaming fans across continents, cementing his place as one of music's brightest rising stars. That's why the gruesome discovery was so shocking. While David was dazzling audiences on stage, investigators were working behind the scenes to identify the body found in his Tesla. 9 days later, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed the victim's identity: 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Celeste had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California, on April 5, 2024, when she was just 13. Lake Elsinore, a suburban community about 70 miles southeast of Los Angeles, was where she lived with her family. The identification was possible because of a distinctive red tattoo on her right index finger, and symbol noted in her missing person report. That small but unique marker was critical for forensic experts, given the advanced state of decomposition caused by California's summer heat. Celeste's family was devastated. In a GoFundMe campaign created to cover funeral costs, relatives remembered her as a beautiful, smart, and funny young girl, a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. The fundraiser painted the picture of a vibrant teenager whose life was tragically cut short. But just when the case seemed like a heartbreaking tragedy, it took an even darker turn. Investigators uncovered troubling details that hinted at possible ties between Celeste and David himself.
We now know who the victim is in this case, and there are a lot of twists and turns.
Yes, the victim, as it turns out, is a 15-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas. And Celeste Rivas had gone missing about a year ago.
The most shocking revelation came from Celeste's mother, who told reporters that her daughter had spoken about having a boyfriend named David before she disappeared. That detail, combined with the fact that her remains were found in a Tesla registered to someone with the very same name, instantly shifted the focus and urgency of the investigation. But what made the connection even more disturbing was another discovery investigators were about to reveal.
Now, the photos that we found of David and a tattoo that he has is very, very interesting.
So we found photos from last September where he has on his pointer finger of his right hand
The same finger as hers.
The same exact finger, the exact same tattoo.
The LAPD's Elite Robbery Homicide Division soon took over the case. This specialized unit handles Los Angeles's most complex and high-profile investigations, from celebrity deaths to organized crime. Their involvement signaled that authorities were treating Celeste's death as far more than a routine case. But investigators faced enormous challenges. The advanced state of decomposition made it nearly impossible to determine an exact cause or time of death. Forensic experts were forced to work with remains that had been exposed to California's relentless heat, complicating both autopsies and toxicology testing. Another major hurdle was the timeline. Celeste had been missing for nearly 18 months, vanishing in April 2024 and resurfacing in September 2025. Where had she been during that time? And how had she ended up in David's car? The Tesla itself raised further questions. It was just one of several vehicles owned by David, and multiple people reportedly had access to his cars. Meanwhile, David's touring schedule added another layer of complexity. On September 8, when Celeste's body was discovered, he had been on the road, performing in multiple cities across the U.S. This provided verifiable proof of his whereabouts for at least some of the timeline. Still, investigators had to determine when exactly Celeste died, and how long her body had been in the Tesla. As news spread, the entertainment industry was stunned. David had been celebrated as a young innovator who proved that talent and determination could overcome all odds. But now, his inspirational story was overshadowed by one of the most shocking criminal investigations in recent memory. One question hung over everything. How did 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez end up dead in David's Tesla? And what role, if any, did the rising star play in her tragic fate? The FBI raid. 10 days after the horrific discovery, The investigation reached its most dramatic moment. On the evening of September 18, 2025, the LAPD executed a sweeping search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home connected to David. This wasn't a routine check. It was a full-scale forensic operation, the most significant escalation since Celeste's body had been found. The timing made the raid even more explosive. Just hours earlier, David had shocked fans by canceling his Seattle concert, his first canceled show since the investigation began.
Right after this news came out, David canceled his upcoming show.
This investigation is far from over, and each new revelation only deepens the mystery surrounding David and the tragic death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. As authorities piece together the truth, the world is left with more questions than answers. Stay with us as we continue to uncover the shocking twists in this case, because this story is only just beginning.